What if the secret to shedding that stubborn dormant fat and waking up a tired brain wasn't found in a prescription bottle, but hidden in a kitchen staple you've ignored for years? We are about to unlock a biological backdoor to your metabolism that most people never find. You see, many of us reach a point where we feel a profound disconnect. It isn't always a sudden crash, but a slow, creeping silence where the vibrant energy we used to rely on starts to fade. You might find yourself staring at a recipe you've made 1,000 times, realizing the fog in your mind is no longer just a bad day, but a squatter refusing to leave. It feels like a metabolic severance, a gap between your desire to live fully and your body's ability to fuel that life. We are often told that as we age, the battery just naturally wears out. We're told that brain fog, low energy, and stubborn fat are simply the tax we pay for getting older. But what if the battery isn't broken? What if it is simply starving for the right type of fuel? Today, we are going to break down the exact science that challenges this misconception. We're going to explore 5 specific insights, ranging from a foundational fuel source you've likely ignored to a strategic timing hack that changes how you process dinner. And you must stay with me until the very end for revelation number 1. It is the absolute game changer that explains why your brain might be resisting your attempts to get healthy, and how a specific component in vinegar can literally hotwire your metabolism back to life. It is the missing link for so many of us over 60. Just a quick, important reminder. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. Let's begin rebuilding your vitality, starting with a foundational element that supports your brain's energy grid. Foundational insight number 5. Creatine. This first insight is often misunderstood as something only for bodybuilders in their 20s, but that is a massive misconception. We are talking about creatine, but we need to look at it through a completely different lens. Your brain, as we mature our mitochondria, the little power plants in our cells, sometimes struggle to process glucose effectively. When your brain can't get energy from sugar quickly enough, you feel that classic senior moment fog. It's like trying to run a high-performance computer on a battery that's flickering. But this is where creatine acts as a crucial backup generator. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your brain is a house. Normally, it runs on the main power grid, which is glucose. But sometimes, during a storm caused by stress, aging, or metabolic slowdown, the grid flickers. Creatine is like a Tesla Powerwall or a whole house generator sitting in the basement. It stores a type of rapid-fire energy called phosphocreatine. When the main power flickers, this backup kicks in instantly, within milliseconds, to keep the lights on. Therefore, for us, this isn't about bulging biceps. It is about cognitive reserve. By maintaining adequate creatine stores, you are giving your brain an alternative, rapid fuel source that is independent of glucose. This means when your blood sugar fluctuates, your brain has a safety net. Now, when it comes to adding something like creatine, it's especially important for us to approach it with awareness. If you have any kidney concerns or are on specific medications, check with your doctor. But for many, a simple, high-quality creatine monohydrate can be a tool to keep the mental lights on bright. Now that we have a backup battery, we need to address the fuel gauge. This brings us to key strategy number 4, which explains why you might feel hungry even after a big meal. It's called the protein leverage hypothesis. The internal struggle here is real. You eat, you feel full for an hour, and then you're rummaging through the pantry again. Why? It's because your body doesn't just count calories, it counts nutrients, specifically amino acids. But here is the fascinating twist. Your hypothalamus, the brain's control center, and your liver are working together like a security team. They are scanning every bite you eat, looking for a specific amount of protein. If you eat 1,000 calories of toast and jam, the security team says, "We haven't seen enough protein yet. Keep eating." You will continue to be driven to eat calories until that protein need is met. Think of this like pumping gas into your car. Imagine if the gas pump had a sensor that only clicked off when it detected high-octane fuel. If you keep pumping in low-grade air or fumes, which represent empty carbohydrates, the tank overflows. But the sensor never clicks off. You keep pumping and pumping, creating a mess of excess body fat, but the car still feels empty. Therefore, the strategy is to prioritize the high-octane fuel first. We've learned that the body roughly looks for about 0.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight as a target to finally say, "Okay, I'm done." When you hit this threshold, the liver stops sending out the panic signal, a molecule called FGF21 that drives cravings. By front-loading your day with quality protein, you are manually flipping the hunger switch to OFF. We've secured the backup battery and flipped the hunger switch. Now, we need to talk about protection. Essential habit number 3 is all about when you use your secret weapon, apple cider vinegar, to protect your system from carbohydrate overload. The challenge arises later in the day. Many of us enjoy a dinner that might be a bit richer in carbohydrates, potatoes, rice, maybe a bit of pasta. However, later in the day, our insulin sensitivity naturally dips. We aren't as good at handling that sugar rush as we are in the morning. But this is where the strategic timing of apple cider vinegar comes into play. You can think of vinegar as a glucose guard or a doorman at a popular club. Without the doorman, the crowd, representing sugar, rushes in all at once, trashing the place and causing chaos in the form of an insulin spike. But when you consume acetic acid, the active magic in vinegar, before that meal, it acts like a strict doorman. It slows down the digestion of starch. It makes the crowd enter single file. Therefore, the impact on your blood sugar is significantly gentler. Leading research suggests that having this doorman in place can change how your body processes that entire meal. And there is a second layer to this timing. Pre-workout, we have receptors in our mouth called TRP receptors. When they taste the bite or tartness of vinegar, they send a signal to the brain that wakes up the nervous system. It triggers a tiny, safe release of adrenaline. It's like hearing the starter pistol before a race. It primes your body to move and burn fat. So, taking a small amount before your daily walk or gym session can physically and mentally prep you for better movement. Now, a gentle caution. Never drink it straight. It's potent stuff. Always dilute a tablespoon in a tall glass of water to protect your teeth and throat. We are getting closer to the core of the mystery. Crucial secret number 2 takes us deep inside your cells to the mitochondria. You've likely heard them called the powerhouse of the cell, but for us seniors, battery is a better term. Over decades, these batteries can become in a state of insulin resistance, which is so common as we age. The mitochondria struggle to accept fuel. They are there, but they are dormant. They are like an engine that just won't turn over. But the acetate found in apple cider vinegar does something remarkable. It bypasses the usual broken pathways. It doesn't need the insulin key that might be bent or broken. It slides right into the mitochondria and gets the cycle spinning again. Think of it like an old, reliable lawnmower that has been sitting in the shed all winter. You pull the cord by eating carbohydrates, and it sputters and dies because the carburetor is clogged. Acetate is like spraying starter fluid directly into the engine. It ignites instantly. It forces the engine to turn over, burning the old fuel and getting the system hot and running again. Therefore, consistent, small doses of this starter fluid can help rekindle dormant fat cells. It's not that the vinegar burns the fat by magic. It's that it turns the engine on so that the engine can burn the fat. It restores the voltage. It brings the energy back to your muscles so you actually feel like moving again. And now, we arrive at the most profound discovery. This is revelation number 1. This is the insight that connects everything we've discussed and explains why you may have felt that metabolic disconnect in the first place. We often think of insulin resistance as a body problem, a waistline problem. But top neuroscientists are now helping us understand that the brain itself becomes insulin resistant. This is the critical failure point. Your hypothalamus is the command center that regulates your weight, your metabolism, and your appetite. It needs energy to do this job. If your brain is insulin resistant, It is starving. It is shouting, "Eat more," because it cannot sense the fuel you already have. It is a thermostat that is broken, heating the house to 100 degrees because it thinks it's freezing. However, and this is the game changer, the acetate from apple cider vinegar acts as a specific, alternative fuel for the brain. It is the metabolic master key. Imagine your brain as a high-security vault. The front door, representing insulin transport, is jammed shut. No matter how much fuel you have, it can't get in. The guard inside, your hypothalamus, is panicking. Acetate knows about the side entrance. It slips through the blood-brain barrier, bypasses the insulin resistance, and directly feeds the hypothalamus. Therefore, when your brain finally gets this energy, the panic stops. The starvation signals quiet down. The brain realizes, "Oh, we have plenty of energy." It reconnects with the body. This is why people often report such mental clarity and a sudden drop in cravings when they introduce this simple habit. It isn't just suppressing appetite. It is satisfying the brain's energy crisis. This is the Neuro-Metabolic Reset. By fueling the brain with acetate, you repair the signaling that controls your entire metabolism. And there you have it, our game-changing revelation number 1. It might seem surprisingly simple that a byproduct of fermentation could be the key to unlocking your brain's energy, but as we've seen, the biology is profound. It's not about magic, it's about mechanics. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. We started with our mental battery backup in creatine, moved to the hunger switch protocol regarding protein, established the glucose guard with timing, explored the spark plug renewal for mitochondria, and finally unlocked the metabolic master key with brain acetate. Each one is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, healthier you. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Are you going to try the glucose guard timing with your dinner? Or perhaps look into the mental battery support? I'd love to know what you're thinking. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this journey through these health discoveries valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic group of healthy seniors. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.